Good morning, everyone. Today's question is, when do you know your painting is finished? Well, there are a couple of ways of looking at that, and every instructor will give you a different answer. So one of the first ones most instructors will ask you is, well, are all the elements working together? For instance, is your design and your composition working? Do you have a variety of sizes, of shapes? Is your color correct for whatever interpretation you're giving your painting? Another way of looking at it is, did you meet your own personal goals? That's important too, because sometimes, you just want to have um, a fun time, just be creative. And if you met your goal in just having fun and it speaks to you, then maybe your painting is completed. The other way of looking at it, of course, is to say, did it say everything you wanted it to say? And that one's a little tricky because you've got to watch out that you didn't say too much, because we have a tendency of putting everything and piling it on, and then your painting becomes messy and you might have to take away areas that you really love, and that's always hard. So that one's another way of looking at it. One instructor once said to me, if you have nothing more to say, basically your painting is done. Now, often we don't know what that exactly means. So one of the ways that I've learned to not discard my paintings too rapidly is to ask myself a couple of questions. The first one being, did I learn anything? Before I discard this painting, did I learn anything? If my answer is still no, then I go to the, what if I try this? It's amazing how you can work a painting and resurrect one just because you're a little bit more willing to try and get creative with it and not fear, oh, I'm going to try this coloring pencil and, it's not going to work anyway, so I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that. And so by having that more open attitude towards your painting, sometimes you will create a masterpiece and you'll be very grateful for those. I also will tend to look at a painting in a mirror before I discard it, or I tend to use them as bookmarks actually. But if I have to, or I'm feeling that way, I will look under a mirror upside down so that I can judge if it's maybe just a design and composition problem or difficulty that I'm having. So that's another way of doing it. And lastly, it would be, what's really good to practice is to have a lot of paintings on the go at the same time. The reason for that is that when you have a few of those going, you're not so concentrated and focused on the one that you think is probably not working at this time. So you loosen it up a little bit, and you come to the painting with a fresh eye. And then sometimes you can see, oh yeah, that's not working, and then you finish it. So that's my advice.